Hello and welcome to another new episode of Learning Simplified. In this tutorial, we are going to setting up our project. That means we are going to install Bootstrap into our project first, and then we will be starting to code our own project. Now in doing so, the first thing that I would like to mention here that we have previously discussed about how to install Bootstrap into your project in our Bootstrap series tutorial. In this part, we are going to give you a shorthand delivery of how to install Bootstrap into your project in a quick manner, and then we will be start coding. So let's start. Let's go to Google, and here we will be searching for Bootstrap. This first link will be opening you into this official website of getbootstrap.com. Now here, if you press download, then you can see that the first one is compiled CSS and JS, the second one is with Bootstrap CDN, and there's a lot of more. But out of them, we will be clicking onto this compiled CSS and JS part, download, and this whole thing will be downloaded into your computer in a .zip format. Now after downloading it, all you have to do, you have to extract .zip format, and then you need to get back to your root project, as we have created this root project here, template from scratch project, and here we have created some folders like CSS, fonts, image. The first one is to keep all those style sheet formats into a single place, into a single folder inside your root folder, which is known as CSS. The second one is concerned with the fonts. That means this folder will be consisting of all those required glyph icons which is required to display the fonts into your Bootstrap projects. As you can see over here, glyph icons, half-links, regular EOT, regular SVG, in a .ttf format, in a WOFF format. So all these fonts are required. So that's why we have kept them inside these fonts, into this fonts folder in your root folder. And in the same manner, we have placed we'll be placing all these images inside this image folder, and JavaScript files into our JS folder, and then this is the main index.html. Now you know that Bootstrap always runs into an HTML5 version, so that is why we have declared the HTML5 here. Website language is English, and the meta char set inside this head part, this meta char set, it practically defines the character embedment into your website's project. Then comes the meta HTTP equivalent, which says that it is an IE compatible format. Viewport content, this means that we want to make our website mobile responsive, and that's why we have made this initial scale to 1. And then comes the title and this rest of the things. Now inside this head tag, we have linked the bootstrap.mean.css. As we have linked this bootstrap.mean.css, that means we have to connect it with bootstrap.mean.js. Whenever you are using bootstrap.mean.css, that means on the other hand, you have to use this bootstrap.mean.js. And when you are using bootstrap.css, then all you need to do, you need to connect your website with this bootstrap.js. Now another JavaScript is required, which is the main JavaScript, which is required to display all these Bootstrap properties, and that is why we have connected this jQuery with our Bootstrap project. And now after all these things, this is the hack code which is required to display your elements properly into an Internet Explorer page. Now I think it should be placed, rather we should place it right over here above this title tag. Now in this custom style sheet.css, we have used the char set UTF-8, and we have disclaimed a universal selector over here which states that margin is 0 and padding is set to 0. That means this will be the default value of the page, and if you want somewhere a particular margin to be showed off or a padding to be showed off, then all you need to do, you need to specify that particular margin and padding over there for that particular element, because we have enabled this universal selector and set it to margin 0, padding 0. And here we have colored this whole HTML page as a background color with black. This is the hexadecimal color code of black. Now in this index.html, we can see that we have created this body tag, and inside, just before the closing of this body tag, we have connected our script source we have practically connected all those jQueries and JavaScripts inside this body tag just above the closing body tag. So these are the things that you need to remember. Now we can see that this is practically the output so far. That means everything is connected. Now we have created another thing. This is what we need to tell you, that we have created a custom style sheet.css. This is the custom style sheet.css inside which we are practically going to make all kind of amendments here. This is because we do not want to make any change or any kind of changes inside this main bootstrap theme.css or this bootstrap theme.mean.css. That means the compressed format here. We do not wish to create any kind of modification right into this source code. This is the only source code that we have downloaded off the internet. So if we make any kind of amendment over here, that amendment will be reflected throughout, and in the future case, suppose we want some particular features to appear into a particular element, and that feature should not appear elsewhere onto your web page. Now if we make any kind of amendment over here, then that will be the default value and that will be reflected throughout your web page. This is not the inevitable thing that we deserve, that we desire here, and that we intend here. So that is why we will never make any kind of amendment into our main source code that we have downloaded off the internet. And for doing those particular amendments, we will be getting back to our custom style sheet.css. We will be picking up all these class names from here and we will be pasting it here, and then we will be making those necessary amendments. Those are required due to display purpose. So this is the part that we need to know from this tutorial. We have now set up our project, and in the next phase we are going to code all these things, this initial part, that means this header part. Hope you guys have liked this tutorial. If you guys have liked this tutorial, then do not hesitate to hit that red subscribe button down below. Hope to see you guys in our next tutorial. Till then, bye.